Yeah, hi. Hello. How are you doing?
Oh,
How's
hello.
your mood?
Good afternoon. Thank you. How are you?
Great. So, let me start the interview. Are you ready?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, let's go. So, the first question is to you. Can you introduce yourself a little bit more?
Hey, I'm Abror. I am a Gettysburg College student. I'm a rising junior. I am a physics and business double major, economics minor. Uh, I am a graduate of residential school in Hiva. Uh, yeah, that's short about me.
All right. Um, the first question would be, did your upbringing in Uzbekistan influence your aspirations and approach to applying to US colleges like Gettysburg?
Could you rephrase the question again?
Yeah, surely. What specific elements of your background, like cultural values, family expectations, or regional challenges, did you emphasize in your application to differentiate yourself? How did you frame your Uzbek identity to appeal to admission officers that are like unfamiliar with Central Asia?
Okay.
Like, how
That's a
did
good
your
question.
upbringing in Uzbekistan influence your aspirations and approach applying to US colleges?
And I guess telling about how I grew up through the whole Uzbek,
Yeah, sure. Sure.
traditions and through all of that, uh,
Yeah.
it might be very common with how other students apply too. So I don't know how to exactly differentiate from that part. I mean, I did give external information in the additional info section in the comment up how things in Uzbekistan are quite different and how our area does not have enough opportunities and you know. Uh, to learn enough information about the whole admission process and to get the access to the areas I'm interested in. Uh, so I kind of mentioned that and how I made my own way to learn the stuff I wanted to learn. Because as of my high school resume, I had a lot of coding related stuff. I also, because I was quite interested in management, I did a lot of management related stuff in the youth agency. And I just explained all the way how I got into that and how I was helping other students like me to get access to those opportunities. Because for like 2 years, I kind of volunteered in the youth agency, just helping out students to use the opportunities provided by the government. I was kind of an official in there, connecting students and the opportunities provided by the government. So I kind of mentioned that, kind of gave a background about that, but otherwise, I guess it was mainly other stats that I did that helped me to, get into a proper university. I was I was in the Harazm's team in basketball. I used to participate in national championships and stuff. I was quite interested in the brain improvement too. So I did like mental arithmetics for some time, and I won national championship once, and I had participated in some of the international competitions in mental arithmetics too. I also, some of the essays I mentioned how mnemonics changed my perspective into the life in general, and how am I applying that in my studies. And in some of the essays where they asked like about my impact after I go to the university, I also kind of mixed it with the mnemonics, telling like how could I implement that, how could I teach that to others, and how could that improve the studies of many people. Uh, that then there are multiple others too, but yeah, it's
Wow,
shortly
that's
that.
so
Yeah.
interesting. You did a lot of things though. So, the
Yeah,
next,
my
okay.
application was my application was quite spread out. That was, I guess, my main problem with the whole application because I didn't know that it's better to focus in one area. And I kind of started filling out my whole application quite late. I mean, I was learning about the application process by myself for like 2 or 3 years, but then I actually started doing the application on the last year. So when I was filling it out, I realized that my application was, I mean, my resume was quite spread out, so I had to kind of narrow them down through the essays. Did as much as I could, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's great. What were your academic and extracurricular stats when were you applying? GPA, SAT, ACT, AP, AB, A levels courses, national exams, extracurriculars. What was your predicted scores? If you can share.
So variables, I cannot really brag on it because I only had the triple A. Tried for the A star as much as I could, but no, there are a lot of things happening in that time. So,
All
but yeah,
right.
A levels wise, just triple A. IELTS, I had 8. Could not again really prepare for it. Uh, uh, I just I think at the time my general English was quite good. That's why maybe without preparation I got it, but I could probably do better too. I did the city test optional again because I started the application
Oh,
on the last year. Actually, I was going on a
that's
gap year.
that was so
I started,
risky though. Going test
yeah, I know.
optional.
Yeah, I was no, I knew I should not have been doing that, but again, I, I was like I would rather focus on my essays because of shorter of time rather than focusing on SAT because I would apply to exceptional anyways. Uh, but yeah, I was actually going on a gap year before even the results got announced, but then Gettysburg kind of gave enough faith, and you know how in Uzbekistan the society looks disappointed in you when you don't go to university right after the school. So kind of my parents also got worried on that, so I was like, all right, I'll go. But yeah, I was actually going on a gap year if they didn't kind of force me to do that. Uh, yeah, GPA wise, I also had 4.9, 4.96, something like that. It's quite common in Uzbek students, in Uzbek, not something to differentiate with. So academic wise, I don't think I had academic stats wise, I did not have that much differentiation. I mean, I had a lot of Olympiads, had I had Russian Olympiads, I had English Olympiads, in the regional level. I had multiple other separate Olympiads that I won money prizes in, again in Russian and English. So that kind of, I guess, added to my general academic portfolio. Liberal arts in general try to uh, make you be adaptable, be ready to change because they know that the world is constantly changing and they want you to be ready for that change. They want you to have the skills to not be lost in case your uh, field of, you know, field of study or the skill you're proficient in goes extinct. For example, let's say you're a graphic designer, and then in case the AI fully takes it over, they want you to be ready for that change. Uh, and because because my whole skill set, I mean, the areas that I was interested in are very spread out, try to narrow them down as much as possible. And then I kind of, I guess, through some of the essays, connected that I'm also ready to change. I'm also like very adaptable. And I was giving like real life examples through my own experiences. And guess that's how I fitted it the most. Like just showed that I'm a fast learner, to show that I'm can like adapt, and because that's what liberal arts colleges try to do too. I guess that's what aligned the most. Well, did I answer your question right?
Yeah, truly, you answered fully.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for your
Yeah.
response.
Yeah.
So the next question would be, What was your college list, and what strategic factors drove your decision to apply to Gettysburg and other colleges? And how
Okay.
many colleges you rejected, accepted, waitlisted, deferred, and withdrew?
Okay. So again, I told that I was going on a gap year because I screwed up one part of my application. Not exactly gonna mention where, but I knew I screwed it up. Uh,
Okay.
it's just one document went wrong, and then the deadline for the whole change got passed. I did not pay attention to it. But do not repeat my mistake. But anyways, so I was already going on a gap year, so I knew I would be rejected from the universities I wanted to get into. The university that I really wanted to go into was Dartmouth, because that felt like it aligned the most with what I like. The whole backpacking and outgoings and some rural area near the forest and everything. Looked up to the faculties. Shortly, Dartmouth was my best pick. Uh, yeah, I got waitlisted by them, and I got waitlisted by six or seven more universities. There was Bates, there was Connecticut, there was Georgetown, uh, and multiple more. I got waitlisted from many of them. And obviously, I got rejected from the most of the others as I was expecting, because again, screwed up my application. Uh, uh,
All
what was
right.
the actual question again? I forgot.
Actual question was your college list.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty much sure
my
the
colleges was
colleges.
not. Yeah, my college just was not that balanced. I mean, I had the target schools, 30 to 50% acceptance rate, but I did not have any that had uh, higher than 60% acceptance rate because yeah, they obviously don't give enough scholarships, and I did not have enough information about the programs that you know a lot of the universities and colleges that have a high acceptance rate also have a separate program that would give you full financial aid, and I did not have enough information about them at the time when I was applying. I got to know them after, when I was again preparing for a gap year. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
if I was to, start from the very beginning, I would not exactly make it as unbalanced as it was, because it was mainly reach schools and target schools, and I did not have any safe schools with a separate program. Uh, yeah, that was mainly it.
All right. Cool. Wow. So next question would be, what resources did you use to research U.S. colleges, and how did you verify their reliability? So, um, yeah. And then I want to
Okay.
ask something that, have you taken any consultations or mentors
Yeah, I'm
courses?
gonna mention that. So I started researching about the whole admission process in my eighth grade. Uh, I just started surfing on the internet because I did not have any access to who was studying in there, and I didn't have any network of the people who knew about the whole admission process. So I started everything on my own, just surfing on the internet. Uh, Eighth grade, I was looking on YouTube videos. Then later, I found out about College Essay Guy, and I went through through all of his workshops and tutorials on the website. He's really great. I think he's one of the best resources you can find for free. And there are a lot more other websites that I was looking info for. There is there's Crimson's free website, free resources that you can look up. But anyways, there are a lot of resources if you're looking up. But again, that will take time. Uh, so I did all that, and then I won. And then there's a whole company, Crimson Education, one of the best admission companies in the world. Like if freshman is really famous in the Central Asian area, Crimson is famous throughout the whole world, and almost all the new admission companies try to be like them. Uh, I was looking to their website, and I saw that they have an scholarship opportunity. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, their deadline is by the early spring or late winter. So you applied for that. I applied for that. I got in. So I got a full year of free consultation, and I guess that's what mainly boosted my application. But again, I started with them late. Uh, yeah, and then I did
So,
not tell them that and yeah, I did not tell them that I screwed up one part of the application. Uh, and they were quite flabbergasted at the end at the end when the results got announced too, because they very much believed that I would at least get into 3 or 4 proper universities with proper rate. Uh, when I had mostly rejections, they were also quite shocked. I did not tell them all what happened from my part. So but yeah, that was it. But yeah, I had a counselor from Crimson, and I would encourage any students applying to try to apply to that whole scholarship opportunity too. It is very competitive, but also if you get it, then that's like $4,000 or $5,000 worth admission consultation that will be getting throughout the whole year. There will be a separate mentor helping with your whole application with a common app, separate mentor to help with extracurriculars, separate mentor to help out with the essays. And then they also have former admission officers that would be checking each part of your application after you work with your own mentor. So it is a really great resource that you can get a use of.
Charlie, thanks for your advice. Actually, I think you were a strong candidate even before applying to colleges, right?
I think so. Yeah, maybe even if my application, even if my experiences were quite spread out, I did find a common ground to connect them. Uh, but yeah, mainly because of that.
Cool. So my next question would be, what was the topic of your Common App personal statement, and how did you develop the ideas? What would you suggest? I mean, approaching writing strategies and word limit and writing type, any kind of essays you can share with us, your writing strategy. Yeah.
Uh, so I'm not the best at writing, and I guess my essays turned out really great because of the mentors I had, and the whole strategy I used. So right from the beginning, my common app was about how I like to come home late, uh, and then through that, I like kind of connected how I like trying out new things, how I love risking. And then that whole thing was connected how I grew up since I was a kid. That kind of cliche, but I also had some other stuff connected that I guess made it more unique and more interesting to read than a normal childhood essay would. Yeah, but shortly about that, I unfortunately cannot mention more about it because I think it was very personal. Uh, yeah, the strategy that I used to write it was uh, because personal statement is it's better to pick one narrative and then focus it on that. Uh, so, but again, people have a lot of narratives throughout their life, and by the time they apply to the university, they've already done a lot of things. So the first problem is choosing the right narrative, choosing the right moment from your life that shows it the most. So even if the tutorial on picking the narrative says pick the most emotional moment, pick the moment that changed your perspective into life. It is still hard to pick one because again, there are multiple of them that happen throughout your life. So what I did was picking 5 topics, 5 moments through my life, and then I wrote a short essay on them, on each of them, and then whichever ones immediately started showing the signs of being cliche or like very common, I got rid of them. And then I continued writing all of the essays until I had like 2 of them left. And then I asked my mentor which one would have a better potential of becoming a proper persistent essay. And my mentor helped me to choose one. And then with that one topic, started writing it. And then, as with any essay, the best way to improve your writing is to again write it. So when I had that one topic left, I wrote it and I rewrote it again. Got feedback from my mentors, and then I rewrote again. So I rewrote like 7 or 8 times uh, in that short amount of time I had. But if I had reapplied it again, I would definitely rewrite it at least 10 times because that's how all the good writings come. Uh, Yeah, shortly that.
So great. So my next question would be, how did you approach supplemental essays, and what tips do you have for crafting strong responses?
Supplemental essays. I mean, obviously the most common sense thing is to research about the universities, get to know as much information as you can about them, connect them with your values. Uh, Important to connect them with your values, and then not only mention what you're gonna get from the university, but also show what you're gonna give to the university. So again, and that requires a lot of research. So the first one is just looking through their website, going to all the places and find as much information as you can. I don't know, create a separate Excel sheet, create a separate Word file, and then put all the information as you can about them. And then through the other websites, there are a lot of the platforms on the websites where the actual students leave their reviews on the university and the college, and I guess they might be the best resource for you to get to know. You know, insider information, the one because in their website and it's very you cannot really find bad or unique information in there. It's the information everyone can access, but not everyone will be reaching out to the students and asking them for external info. So again, websites where students leave reviews, look through them. And also what I did was I went to the Instagram profiles of different universities. I went to their followers and I started looking at one by one who the people who were studying in that university, and I started reaching out through Instagram. But I again started asking them about the insider info, what might be unique, what they like about the university more than the others, what they think sets it out apart. But yeah, gained all information through that, and then in writing supplemental essays, uh, you find the commonalities in the information you gained, and then you connect them with your values. And again, look at how you can be helpful to the university. So in my case, I said I had mnemonics, so I was kind of showing how my mnemonics skills could help them. Uh, that was quite bad, but still, that is like the starter phase. You can improve a lot on that. Just mentioning the skills and traits of your personality that would be really helpful to the college or to the students of that university. And then obviously, how would the university impact you? Yeah, it shouldn't be only one way. It should be two-way relationship. The supplemental essay is more like the whole romantic relationship itself. It should be very specific. If you can copy one supplemental essay and then use it up to the other university, it's not a good supplemental essay. It should be that unique that it can only be applied to that university. And yeah, again, it has to be both ways. Yeah.
Your extracurricular activities, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Oh, how did I present my extracurriculars in the Common App?
Yeah, was it like impactful enough for the US admissions?
Okay. Okay. So I had to get it's a repeating thing again. Had a lot of interest in different fields. So I definitely had more than 10 activities. Uh, so a way I did it was just writing out all the things that I've done throughout my life to a separate Excel sheet. Uh, and then by like in the headlines, I had the name of the extracurricular, the duration, the level of the extracurricular, like whether it was just school, regional, national, international, and then any stats that I could put into it, like if in case I taught students, how many students I did, in case I won an Olympiad, how much money I won, those stats. And that kind of info was in the headlines. And then I started filling out the list with all the things that I've done. Uh, and then I again talked to my mentor which ones would be fit, and then we started sorting them. So I started putting the ones that were higher level, like national, international, at the top. Then the ones with better stats. So again, I started sorting them. Uh, And again, contacted my mentor who was helping the extracurriculars to again help me sort them. Anyone with experience just to look at your extracurricular list can give a little bit of help because again they had experience. And then even during your application cycle, I was just to do that. Make a whole list of your extracurriculars, sort them in an order. And then ask for feedback, whether it's the right order or what other stats they could add, what stats they should not be providing, a lot of information. But yeah, sorted them and then put all 10 in in the Common App. And again, suggestion that might be put into that, even in Common App, put it in the significance order. Put the most significant ones in the beginning, and then as it goes down, less significant, because the admission officers have very limited time to look into your application. So right from the beginning, it should be the ones that had the most impact. Uh, and in case you do not have, 10 extracurriculars, or more than 10, or some of them are very weak, it is usually not suggested to put them in there to not waste admission officers' time. Uh, and again, prioritize quality over quantity. Put your most significant font in there. Uh, but in my case, because they were quite spread out and all of them were sort of significant, I did put all 10. I think I might have removed one or two, but that was at best. Because I know some of the students have very focused extracurricular that have been doing for many years, and some of them they just picked it up. Uh, uh, I would not be suggesting to put the ones that they just picked up because that might be seen as sort of wasting the admission officer's time, but the ones that are most significant in there and then in importance order. Yeah. Oh yeah, and
Comes to passion
is my
projects.
internet working?
Actually, your screen is not working. I guess it's not like visible enough.
Uh,
Sometimes, yeah.
your video is stuck.
What?
Hello, 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 hello.
My Wi-Fi is working though. Yeah, can you see and hear us?
Oh,
Yes, I
but can
can.
you hear am I audible?
Yes, yes, you both are audible.
Alright, but I cannot really see him moving the screen, so
So Abra is not moving, right? On his screen.
yeah, I think his internet a little like it's not
Yes.
working his network. Bro,
Abror.
yeah, okay. Well, we can cut this part still.
On
Anyway,
visual healing.
he will join, I guess. Probably rejoining. So, well, why technical pause? Okay. Oh,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And now you're audible.
Okay, okay, thank you. Did anything I said in the last
Yeah, sure.
one
Let's dive
was
into that
no, I mean,
question.
was it audible? Should I go on
Yeah,
it
yeah,
again?
it was audible, but your screen
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
But
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
it's okay.
Uh,
We'll
yeah,
like
and
that part.
okay.
So,
Mhm. Filling out to that extracurriculars part, because the character limit is very short,
yeah.
it is also a major problem to put enough information in there. Then again, I mentioned the Excel sheet to put all of your extracurriculars, all the activities you did in there. And then again, one of the columns has to be you providing all the statistical information in there. And then start from there. Write as much information as you can in there, all the stats, all the things that you have done in those fields in your activity row, uh, and then start shorting it out from there. See which words you can shorten out, see which characters you can remove. any abbreviations you can use, because there are some slangs, abbreviations that are commonly known. Feel free to use them in the extracurricular because again, the characters are very limited and they do not, judge you on that point. They will not, you'll definitely not be at disadvantage of using shorter words. But be careful not to use the ones that are uncommon because if they don't understand anything, they're not gonna ask you what that was in the extracurricular. They're just gonna skip that part. So, but yeah. Also, one way to save space might be providing more information about that in the additional info section. I used all the word limit in the additional info because back then it was 650 words, and if I'm not mistaken, this year it will be
Yeah,
300 words.
it's
I'm not sure.
350 something
Some of
like
the
that.
mentions were mentioning that, but yeah. Yeah, yeah. So back then I used all of them. I wrote all the statistical info, all the numbers in the extracurricular characters in that field. But then in additional info, I gave all the additional info about them, like you know whatever impact I had, or more like the wordly part of those activities, and that's something you can definitely use in your application too.
All right. Did you add any original projects or research or leadership roles in your extracurricular section? I mean, research, internship, leadership. What kind of?
I don't remember. It's been 2 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I did not have any research. That's for sure. I did all my research after getting to the college. And then about projects, I think I had some, but again, but they were mainly coding related projects for my coding related activities. Uh, we had some platforms built with it with our team at school, but again, I don't really remember because it's been more than 2 years now. Yeah.
All right. That's okay. So the next question would be a letter of recommendations. Who wrote your letter of recommendations and why did you choose them? Like how
Okay.
many recommendation letters, rec letters you got?
I 3. Because if you can get so for most of the universities, it's usually one council recommendation and one teacher or one external person recommendation letter. But then in Common App, you can apply, submit up to 3, and that's what I'll suggest too, because the whole application should be providing as much information as you can about you, and recommendation letters are a separate way to provide more information about you. You provide as much as you can in your whole application and then fill out the rest in the recommendation letters. And the same goes for activities. You can give all the statistical info in your application, and then through the recommendations, you can tell the person that is writing the recommendation letter to fill out on your activity. Let's say, for example, you had an activity that was only in the school level, but you impacted a lot of people. And if in most of the cases, you will not have enough space to write about that in your extracurricular field. So just mention the stats in yours, and then ask the person who is writing your recommendation letter to write about the impact you had through that activity on the school members. Yeah, and then if you can submit up to 3, submit up to 3. In my case, uh, I had a good, relationship with the math teacher who was teaching uh, like fifth or sixth graders, the younger kids. Is outside of the school, used to be really good friends with him, and he knew more information about me than the other teachers could. So I asked him to pretend to be a counselor and write my counselor recommendation letter. And the same with teachers. By because I also used to participate in Olympiads, some of the teachers knew me better than the others would. So I provided the info about myself, provided my resume, and what I thought would be great to mention in the recommendation letters in like a short document and send to them and ask them to write the recommendation letter. Yeah, but again, because my studying in presidential school, they knew English, so they wrote the recommendation letters in English. But in case with a lot of public schools, in most of the case, you would have to write it yourself. But that is the perspective you see on yourself. It is better in the recommendation letters to provide a perspective that you cannot see yourself. So even if the teacher does not know English, ask them to write about you in Uzbek, in Russian, in whatever language they know. You know, again, provide the info about yourself, provide your resume, your activities, your skill sets, and then because recommendation letters are one way of proving the stuff that you did. They are an evidence to your activities. For example, if it's a school teacher and if you have any activity that you did in school, recommendation letters act as an evidence for that. Because everyone can fake their extracurriculars, and if you provide an evidence, you're already better apart than them. So provide evidence as much as you can, and try to show that through the recommendation letters. Ask your teachers to mention those, to mention the stories that you've had with them. If there's a certain school activity, and if there was that teacher and you involved, ask them to write about that and how they see you through those activities. Yeah, even if they write in Uzbek, ask them to do that because again, that's a different point of view, and then translate by yourself to the English. Yeah, that's short about recommendations.
Got your point. Thank you. Thanks for
If
your
there is anything
response.
else that you want to ask about recommendations, feel free.
Oh no. That was more than enough. Like you provided detailed information though. So my next question would be about interviews. So did you have any university interviews? How did you prepare them?
As much as I would like to talk about interviews, I did not have any.
Well,
Yeah.
really? Okay, well, that's cool though.
Yeah, I didn't have any interviews.
Mm-hmm. And then, how did you research and apply for financial aid or scholarships at Gettysburg or other colleges?
Sorry, my internet connection is unstable, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is unstable. Yeah, now it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
I will be repeating the question. How did you research and apply for the financial aid and scholarships at Gettysburg and any other colleges you applied to?
I don't think you'd have to research on that. It's just you have to fill out all the financial aid forms.
CSS profile?
Yeah, CSS profiles,
Yes.
the ISFA,
Yeah.
the Bare National Student, I don't know, financial aid form, if that was the right. I don't remember the full form,
Yeah.
but yeah, only that and the CSS. And all of those are just one of the most boring parts of the application because you can't really get any proper help on those parts because they are very personal. And it's just trial and error. You spend time, you get exhausted on the whole part, but slowly you fill it out. And I suggest starting on those early too, because they will take a lot of your time. And even if it, like you could ask me about the financial aid form, but again, I would not be able to provide proper help because the financial information is about yourself and it's very personal to each person. It's just you figuring out yourself. But yeah, and one thing I suggest is to just honestly write it to whatever is true about your financial situation. Because I know a lot of people try to provide like as little money as they can to get as much aid as they could. But then in our Uzbekistan's case, it's not that big of a deal because few $1,000s would not make that much difference for them. And even if you get less aid than you were expecting, you can always ask for additional aid after you get into the college. And I think if you ask Said, who got into Kalbi this year, he is the perfect person to ask on that issue. He has crazy skills on bragging and asking for external aid or external facilities. He had, like, for example, he made his college buy a business class to the US, to his university, a plane. So yeah, ask him about more on that. But again, financial information, uh, provide true information about yourself. Ask your parents if, like, for example, some of the jobs are the salary is not fixed. There are a lot of jobs like that. So approximate on those. Approximate information. You don't have to worry about that much. Just try to fill out the fields as much as you can because that's the main issue. And then another reason that you should not be lying in your financial aid is the visa. Because if the information does not match later, or if they get to know about your situation through other platforms or through other systems, then that might be a big problem during your visa interview. So if you provide honest and full information about your financial situation in the financial aid application, then you would not be having any issues in the visa. You'll just be saying whatever is true. Yeah. So.
Uh, Questions is about you only. So, mistakes,
Mhm.
regrets, lessons learned. What's one thing you wish you had done differently in your application?
Hmm. A lot of stuff. So because I I would focus more on the improvement of my extracurriculars because some of them had really great potential. Like the programming part of my extracurriculars. I did some competitive programming Olympiads. I did some hackathons. And then at the school level, I had multiple coding clubs and had a lot of projects. But coding is something that you can really improve a lot on. So if I had extra time, I would solve more lead code problems and improve my rating on lead code, for example. Do a lot more projects and improve my GitHub profile. Uh, uh, yeah, and as a suggestion for the upcoming applicants, again, if you have time, look into your extracurriculars and see which ones have a potential to scale up. Whether that might be I don't know, your personal projects, your personal interests, sports-wise. Sports-wise, it's kind of hard. But again, look into the ones that have a better potential and try to improve them as much as possible. Because again, extracurriculars are a big chunk of your application. And then essays, I mean, I think I did a quite good job with my essays because I rewrote each of them quite a lot of times and I had mentors. But essays are always a place where you can improve. Uh, Even if you think you're good enough, your essay is really good. If you come back to it after a certain time, it will feel bad. Like again, my personal statement, I rewrote it 7 or 8 times, and now when I look at it, it's very cliche. It's very like I don't like it. But the same will happen with everyone's essays. So if you have time, put it on your essays. And the recommendation letters, also, I had a very short time to build on them. So if I were to redo it again, I would quite, start doing recommendation letters early. Uh, and then working on the stories that you can put with your teacher or with the person writing a recommendation letter. Because a lot of people do not really take recommendation letters as an important part of the application. But again, they are. They are the ones that provide evidence, and they are the ones that will set you apart among the fakers. Again, anyone can fake their extracurricular, anyone can fake their achievements, especially in Central Asian region where they cannot really get evidence. If it's international, they can definitely get evidence, but most of the stuff that you done in the regional part, because in here, media coverage is not that common, so it is hard to, check for admission officers if that was actually true or not. So anyone can fake it. And you providing evidence through whether it might be social media, adding them in the additional info section, or just mentioning the stories that you have had in your recommendation letter with the person who wrote it is a great way to set you apart. Then you'll definitely get, cookie points for that. And even if you fake it, which I would not suggest it, even if you could fake it, if you can make it sound real and add evidence through the recommendation letters, then it's even better. But again, be that skillful to be not caught, because admission officers have too many years of experience that they have checked for hundreds of thousands of applications, and they can spot it easily. So either do not fake at all or be that good to not be caught. But yeah.
So, what final words of encouragement would you offer to Central Asian students who feel discouraged about their chances of admission or like funding stuff? What's like general advice for overall Central Asian students?
Just to apply. A lot of people just think that they're not good enough and then leave it out till procrastinate till the end of the admission cycle and then either apply or just mess up the application and then they do the same next year. Just start it off from the beginning and fill out your application. And then if you have your application filled out, and if you still have time, then you'll definitely find a person who will be able to check or give feedback on your application. Because if you don't do it and then try to look for mentors or people to give feedback on, they'll probably not help you out because you'll probably just waste your time. And then even if you even if you would get their suggestions properly and then start filling out the application. In most of the cases, students don't do that. So usually the people who have experience in that field do not usually help out. But even if you think your application is bad, but you have it ready, then you will definitely find someone who can help because it is already ready and there is not much room to do. And you can always get feedback on that and you can always change those parts. So just try to fill out as much as you can in the beginning, and then you can definitely change your work on it later. Any others? Look for external programs that can provide you financial aid because getting into the competitive schools, competitive, it's hard. But then also look for opportunities, the scholarship programs that are provided by the universities that have a lot higher acceptance rate, as a lot of people do not know about them. Americans do, but you in the Central Asia region, that's not that common. So look for those, hunt for those, and apply through those. Like universities with 60 to 80% acceptance rate have a separate program that can fully fund your application, fully fund your studies. So look for those, hunt for those, apply through those. A great way. I don't know. The university itself is not that important for bachelors. Quite a controversial opinion. Do not really, try for IVs. Try to go abroad as much as possible in the beginning. Because for bachelors, the content that you will be learning is the same. Even in Uzbekistan, like if I was a finance major in there, and if I look into the finance majors in here, we learn the same stuff. It's more or less about networking and the opportunities you can get, and it's more or less dependent on you. and yeah, definitely in Uzbekistan, it's way harder to land proper internships because of the whole lack of system in here. But as soon as you go abroad, it is a lot easier, and it will be more or less dependent on you yourself rather than the university. So even if you land in a not known university, the most random university, but as long as you study in there, and you can definitely reach out to the other students in the area, if you end up in the most random university in the US, you can definitely reach out and start networking with the students in better universities, and then through the network you can get to wherever you want. So content-wise, universities are the same for at least for bachelors. In the master's and PhD, that's a completely different thing. The ranking matters in there, but for bachelors, do not really pay attention to ranking that much. Try to get in in the beginning, and then after you go abroad, then your whole skill set defines it. And then do not try for US, but don't just be like, oh, I want to go to the US. I don't want any other country. It's not that special. I mean, there are definitely a lot more opportunities, but it's not worth taking multiple gap years in Uzbekistan just to study in the US. Go to Europe, go to Korea, go to the other countries studying there. And if you really want to go to the US, almost all of them have exchange programs or study trips that will happen in the US. Just try to go abroad in the first place, and then you can figure out about the rankings. And if there is a dream university that you can go into, you can definitely study a master's or PhD, because in there it's a lot easier. For bachelor's to come just a lot higher. So, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot for coming and interviewing. Yeah, see ya.
Thank you for trying to help out to the other people applying to the college too. Yeah, I wish there were a lot more opportunities like this when I was applying to college, but yeah, it's great that you guys are doing it and using all the help that you can get. Appreciate on that.
Yeah. See ya.
Okay. See you.